It is comic haul time yet again. It is the last haul and the last call for 2024. Thank you for being here. I'm very excited about doing this haul. So, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And I got a lot of cool books I want to show you guys. And this is going to be a fun haul. So, let's get into it. Okay, first off, this is Amazing Spider-Man number 700. This is my Happy New Year book. You can see down here it says Happy New Year. So, yeah, pull it a little closer. See there it says Happy New Year. They're in a diner. And then up the top, it's pretty cool. On the top on the right, you can see the Green Goblin and Spider-Man up here. So yeah, pretty cool. That's my only Happy New Year book that I have, I believe. So pretty cool. Yeah, okay. So yeah, next up is my Happy Holidays season greetings from Veronica. Looks like she's in a fun place doing a little water skiing at the holidays. Got her Santa hat. Yeah, cool stuff. Nice. And then next up is Gwenpool Holiday Special, Midtown Comics exclusive. So yeah, pretty cool book. Figured I'd pull that out. I don't think it's particularly Christmassy on the cover, but it says it's the holiday special. So pretty cool. Nice. So, okay. All right. So let's get into this haul. This is this is Amazing Spider-Man number 265, first appearance of the Silver Sable. Picked this up recently. Nice. Not too shabby. Oh, it's also a newsstand edition, as you can tell there. So I don't know if they're going to do anything with the Silver Sable or not, but not too shabby to pick up stuff like that when you can get. All right, nice. So, and next up is yet another copy of Oz #1. This is an Artgerm cover. I pick these up when I can get them, so not bad at all. I love this cover, and I think this is like around maybe 2013, 2014, something like that. Excuse me. I think I'm fighting off a little bit of a cold. Too much activity around the holidays. So cool, yeah. Artgerm, Oz #1, early Artgerm. So okay, this is a cool book. This is Niobe, Tales of Asunda #1. This is a Blade homage cover. I think it might be Blade 2 movie poster homage. I forget. It's one of the Blade posters. Yeah, nice. So digging that. So it was a funny thing with this book. I wanted to pick it up a few weeks ago when it came out because it's a fairly new book at Midtown Comics on the Wednesday that came out, maybe, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, something like that. And they only got in one copy and somebody beat me to it. So I couldn't get it. So what I decided to do was go online and look for it. Now, first place I looked obviously was eBay, and eBay was like super pricey, expensive, and I was like, I'm not paying that. So one of the things you can do with some of these independent books is you can look on the publisher's website and see if they sell. And the outfit that puts this out is called Stranger Comics, and they have a store shop thing online. So I got it there and had it mailed to me. Yeah, so I don't think you can do that with Marvel or DC, of course, but some of these smaller companies, you can definitely at least look and see if you can do that. So a little bit of an insider tip if you like indie books and you're trying to get some of those hard to get variants that dry up quick at the shops. So yeah, Niobe #1. This is a really dope. Wow, look at how beautiful that is. Love that. Great, great. Loving it. Okay, nice, nice. So moving on, we got some more books for you. Okay, this is Dazzler #4 that came out recently. This is a Jenny Frison book. Nice. So yeah, definitely was into this, and I knew that the it would be in demand and dry up. So this is just the regular variant cover. There was also a 1 in 50, I believe, a Virgin cover, which would be this one. So I picked this up on New Comic Book Wednesday, the Virgin cover, and I pre-ordered one, and then I saw one in the store, so I got 2 Virgin copies of Jenny Frison 1 in 50 ratio variant. I think there's only like a couple on eBay right now. It's just one of those books that just was instantly popular right out of the gate for one of those ratio variants. So yeah, great. So smart to pick them up if you can. So I was digging that. All right. So next thing I want to get into a magazine. Okay. This is called House of Hammer. I think it's number 14. This is a book from 1977. That's the lovely Raquel Welch. This is the comic book adaptation in a magazine for 1 million years BC. Yeah, so she was absolutely one of the most beautiful actresses ever to grace the silver screen from Hollywood. And yeah, so this is like the movie poster, I believe. And I think this came out in, man, when did that movie come out? Like 1966 or something like that? Quite a long time ago. And so this is the comic book adaptation that came out in 1977. So this is pretty cool. Let's take a quick look in here. So yeah, so let's see. This is the comic book adaptation of it. Pretty cool. And then with like all kinds of like, you know, like dinosaurs and whatnot. You see that. And then, yeah, pretty cool. It's all in black and white, you know, pretty cool stuff right there. Digging it. So, yes, this was a magazine. I picked it up. And then on the back, it's also quite beautiful because if you look, it has Raquel Welch again and Ursula Andress in a movie called She. I never saw that. Up the top it says Hammer Glamour, Hammer Spectacular. Raquel Welch, 1 million years BC, and Ursula Andress in She. I never saw that movie. But if you don't know, Ursula Andress was the first James Bond girl in Dr. No. So she's the OG original Bond girl from the first ever James Bond movie. So her comic book first appearance would be here. This is a book that I've had for quite a while. That's Dr. No. That's the first ever James Bond comic book. It's a movie adaptation. I guess James Bond appeared in like magazines in England or something like that. But as far as comic books go in the good old US of A, that's the first ever James Bond comic book. And I'm bringing that out because Ursula Andress, that girl there, she was the OG Bond girl, so her first appearance is also in that book. Yeah, so I had this book for a long time, but I just thought I'd bring it out because it's a dope book, and it's just my excuse to to show that off whenever I can. So yeah, oh, I love that, and this book is yeah, this is showcase number 43 from DC Comics, 1963. First appearance of James Bond in a CGC 8.0. It's gotten more expensive since I bought it, and I'm glad to have it now. James Bond first appearance. Pretty dope, right? So, loving that. Okay, so let me just clear the deck a little bit. So, okay, I'm going to show another slab. In my last video, I showed this book. My apologies for the last video. The top of the slab got a little cut off because I had it slightly out of focus, but it is indeed a 9.8. This is the Artgerm charcoal variant for Vampirella, Volume 5, number 6. And this is the big girl book, home run book for this particular variant. And this variant, man, it has like a lot of different versions of it. So this would be the most expensive one that you can get. It's the Dynamite Comics says it's the limited one. I'm not exactly sure how many they printed, but that is the real challenging book to get and the most expensive one. So there's that. So I bought that and I showed it off in my last video, and then since then I got this one. This would be the least expensive one. This is the same exact book, but it's Vampirella. Same thing, and this is the cover A, but the cover A has a little bit of a gimmick cover. It has like that blood colored plastic or acetate overlay on it, and to make it look like it's all bloody. So this is the cover A. I think you can get this for around $5 or $10. I found this at a shop that I went to. I found a new shop. Actually, my wife found it. A brand new, not a new shop, but one that was never where existed. So she found it on her phone, and we would do a little Christmas shopping. So she said, "Hey, you want to try it out?" So we went there. I said, "Hell yeah!" So I went there and I got some cool books for that. So yeah, so this is like the low budget one for the same exact book. I bought that since the last one, so I figured I'd just to kind of loop it all together, I would show you the slab and then this one on top of that. So okay, next book is something pretty cool. This is Veronica #1, or Veronica in Paris. This is Veronica #1 from 1989. This is the first book that was in that series of Veronica that came out in 1989 and ran all through like the 1990s. It has all of those great covers. So I got a whole bunch of them. I got like 4 of them all together, and all of them were newsstand editions. Now this copy, these copies are pretty nice, and this book, in addition to being the #1 of what I think is like the best run of Veronica books, because I'm not really a huge Archie collector, fan. I just like Veronica books, and I like some Betty books if they're nice. So Veronica and Betty, the rest of them, they're okay, but I dig like Veronica books, and I'm trying to get all the cool books that are in this series. And if you love Veronica books, you need to pick this up. This is a great book to have. So it's also significant because it is also the first comic book cover for Archie comic book artist Dan Parent. So this is his first book, so it's a little bit, it's like a minor key, I would say, but just a great book to have. I found 4 of them in one place. It was pretty excellent, pretty nice. And then, so one of the weird things about this book is this white part right here. That's not a miswrap or anything. That's like how they manufactured their books, I guess, at this time at Archie Comics. So yeah, so this book is pretty dope. I love it, man, because this is the one where it starts off Veronica with all of those really great, fantastic covers. So I didn't stop there, because why would I? I also picked up a 9.8 of the same book, only this time it's a direct edition. It has a little picture at the bottom there. So that's a 9.8, 1989 Veronica #1. I looked on the census, and for a book that's only 35 years old, for a character as popular as she is, there are only 3 9.8s on the entire census for Veronica #1 in a blue label. So I was like, wow, I gotta have that. So yeah, first cover art appearance of artist Dan Parent. So if you are a Veronica fan, Veronica collector, or even Archie, or just comic books in general, this is a little bit of a key book to have, and I think you could pick it up for relatively cheap. And oops, so yeah, nice, not bad at all. So get it if you can. So, okay, in my last video, I showed this off. This is Gun Honey Blood for Blood #1, cover by Wheeljack. I showed this off in my last video, and I promised you guys that I would show you my other Wheeljack book. It comes in a 2-book set, so there's also the Virgin one. So I think the first one with the trade dress is like 1 out of 1,000 books made, and then this one there are only 500 of these. So the first one is 1,000, I think, and then this one is 500. So this is a Wheeljack Gun Honey. Wow, nice. And this book is kind of pricey, I would say. So the one I promised that I would show you guys is this one. Wow, that is Wheeljack's. Same thing. It's Gun Honey #4. This one is more expensive and more rare. #4. Wow, this is, man, what a beautiful book this is, man. I totally dig this. So yeah, so this is the book that I promised I would show you guys. Yeah, so just trying to do a little house cleaning and fix up a little loose ends for stuff that I said I would do, and now we're doing it. So, okay, this is a cool book, man. Wow, look at that. All right, this is Doctor Who Prisoners of Time #1. 1 in 25 ratio variant. That is William Hartnell. William Hartnell was the OG original Doctor Who in 1963, I believe. So he's the first guy to ever have that, the mantle of the Doctor. And in this story, what they did was, it's a 12-part series, I believe, and they used all the different Doctors that were out up to this time. This came out in, I want to say, 2013, I think? Something like that, because it was the 50th anniversary of Doctor Who. So this is a 1 in 25 ratio variant for IDW. Man, this is a hard book to get, and when you do get it, it's usually riddled with spine ticks and everything else. This is tough, because the 1 in 25, not many shops will order in this. So this book is super tough to get if you can find it in minty nice condition. And then yeah, so he was the OG first ever Doctor that they had. William Hartnell, rest in peace. Oh, quick little footnote about that is this show debuted the day after John F. Kennedy was assassinated. John F. Kennedy was shot and killed on a Friday, and this was a Saturday, the next day. So the world was reeling from whatever happened in Dallas in 1963 to JFK. So the next day, this show hit the airwaves on the BBC, or British Broadcasting Company, in England. So yeah, man, wow, this is a tough book. If you can pull it off, this is great. They made 1 in 25 ratio variants for all 12 of the doctors, and then but this is one of the toughest ones because I don't think people saw this coming, and I don't know if shops ordered enough of these, but this is a tough book if you can find it. So nice, beautiful, loving that. Okay, in my last video, I showed off a Betty Page book. Quite interesting. So now she's back. This is called Betty in Bondage #3. Adults only, it says. And yeah, you'll see why, because I believe this is from 1993. So this is a weird book. I've been picking up some strange Betty Page stuff. So let's just have a look at this real quick. This is kind of weird because in this book, she opens up a bondage school. So it says, Madam B's School of Bondage, starring Betty, Candy, and Jeannie. Okay, so yeah, so Betty's got that chick there. So I guess that's either Candy or Jeannie. I don't know. So this is like a part backup story. So there's a lot of like freaky stuff in here. So I don't know exactly what you do at bondage school. So yeah, check that out. So I guess that's Jeannie or Candy getting tied up by Betty. So yeah, if your daughter or sister or something graduated from bondage school, yeah, that'd be kind of cool, right? So yeah, there's some real freaky stuff in here. So this is a weird book, and then yeah, this is the back cover, kind of cool. So yeah, check it out. Betty in Bondage #3, 1993, I believe. Wow, what a freaky book that is. All right, so this is Wonder Woman #5. This is a Terry Dodson cover. I believe this is like from 2005 or 2006. Yeah, just a dope book. I've been trying to get this for a little while. Every time I see it, it always has like a lot of spine ticks on it. And the problem with this is even though it's like a blue cover, if it gets a tick, it's like white, and your eye goes right to it, and it looks just like terrible, you know. And yeah, so I'm happy to have that. Terry Dodson, Wonder Woman #5. So okay, next up, this is a Vampirella #666. Ooh. Oh, shout out to my boy 666. Yeah, because that's his handle. So yeah, this is a Lucio Perillo Vampirella book. And then cool. So then next up is that's a Josh Burns Grim Fairy Tales book, limited to 400. Yeah, wow. Josh Burns just killing the game, right? Great stuff. Okay, cool. Oop, shit. So sorry about that. So yeah, okay, in my last video, I showed this. This is the Purple Chase edition of Neurotic Genesis #1 Chase edition. Now this one is the violet one, limited to 60. So I showed this off in my previous video. Wow, real nice. So I didn't stop there. I kept on going. So I picked up the red one. So also limited to 60. There's like 6 different colors that you can get. There's like the purple and the red that I have. I think there's like a pink, gold, green, white, a total 6 altogether. So yeah, real nice. So I kept on going with that. Nice. So, all right, digging it. Okay, so next up is, let's see here. This is Wonder Woman #16, Jae Hyun Lee, I believe. That's a 1 in 25 ratio variant. Real cool book. Happy to have that. Digging that. So yeah, nice. So, okay, next book. I wasn't sure I wanted to talk about this, but I'm going to. I'm going to talk about this. This is Star Wars #41. This is known as the Galactic Icons variant. This is the one with Rey. Now, this book is an underordered Star Wars book, and that usually doesn't happen. because if you look up here, it says 1 out of 36, meaning that they were going to do 36 different characters. And a lot of comic shops didn't see this coming because good old Marvel, with their variant covers, had a whole crap ton of like different books coming out. And this book is actually under ordered. So if you can find it in mint condition, it's worth picking up because it's a little bit of a rarity, I would say. But the thing is, do not mess with this if it has spine ticks or color rub or any of that. Hold out for a nice minty copy. Don't just say, oh, I got it in a dollar bin, or I found it for 50 cents and it's trash, because if you buy it like that, it's still going to be trash. So what you want is a nice minty cover for this. So recently at the shop that I went to with my wife that I was just telling you about that she found with her phone, I picked up I picked up like 3 more of these in addition to all the ones that I had, because this is one of those books that I latch on to, and then when I see them, you can get them kind of cheap, but I know that there's a rarity, and that silly collector app thing hasn't caught up to this yet. I went on their website and it says that this is a $4 book. My ass, it's a $4 book. If you can find it minty, it's more than that. So if you can find a nice minty copy with no problems, I recommend, picking it up if you can. So, I'm not into the whole spec thing. Oh, and another thing. Here, look at that. See that? That's part of the artwork. It's like a splatter here, and then up here there's like a blue spatter. That's part of the artwork. So if you see that, at first, like when this book came out way back, I thought there was something wrong with that, but that is that's intentional. So this Ray, if Disney's going to go with Ray into the future with the movies, this is a sneaky good book to have, because they made a whole bunch of galactic variants. There were 36 of them. Later on, they put up a whole bunch more of different characters that got ordered higher, like Darth Vader, Boba Fett, there's a Cad Bane, Jabba the Hutt, Yoda, just a whole bunch of them. But the first one, the Ray one, they kind of snuck it past because I think it was a late FOC edition or something. There's a story with this, why it's under ordered. So I have a grand total of 9 minty fresh copies of that. So this is, like I said, one of the books that I just latch onto every time I see it, because I had 6 before and now I got 3 more, and I recommend it as a high grade book to pick up if you can swing it. So me, I didn't stop there. So I also got the 9.8. I think there's only 17 or 19 9.8s on the census in a blue label. So this is a great book to have. It's a sneaky good book of Ray if you can pull it off and get it minty fresh. Like I said, no spine ticks, no color rub. If you see that, just move on to the next thing. Don't do that. Don't pick it up. You don't want to mess with it if it's like that. Okay, so enough of Star Wars number 41. Okay, so the next book I want to talk about is this. This is Penthouse Comics number 6. This is not a porno mag. This is, it says comics, so it's a comic book. This is the Kill Bill limited edition. Now, this is Penthouse Comics number 6. When they do these books, they always have one that they make in lesser quantities, not the ones that are in the poly bag with the naughty topless, whatever. Not that. This is another one that they do where it's like, kind of like, they're all kind of risque because it's Penthouse, right? But, of course. So, but there's always one that's a little tougher to get. So I got this at Midtown Comics the day that it came out, and they only got like 2 in the store. And the other one was kind of messed up. So I got this one. This is the Kill Bill cosplay variant, homage, whatever. So yeah, that's a real cool book. So here's another book that I got. It's the same book that just came. Yeah, wow, nice. It's the same thing. That is Penthouse number 6. That is put out by KRS Comics. I got it online. They sent me an email, and I was like waiting online the second it came out. It's limited to only 300 copies produced altogether, and of course it's sold out. And you can probably get one on eBay for more money. I think it's like at least double now. But yeah, wow, real nice. So the artist's name is Suspira, I believe. I never heard of Suspira. Apparently, Suspira is a female, and she's done other stuff in the past with some other books that I'm not really familiar with. I'm already eyeballing another book, not Penthouse, but with her that I may or may not get pretty soon. So I thought I would show you guys this one. Yeah, it's a little risque, whatever, it's Penthouse. So yeah, she's kind of a Batgirl, isn't she? Look, because she's a girl with a bat, but it's not DC Comics Batgirl. Ha ha ha. Get it? So, all right. So at this time, I think we're getting down to about like the halfway point of my video or thereabouts. So, okay, 2024 is winding down, and I want to do a little house cleaning, a little bit of things. So I want to talk about another YouTuber. I want to talk about the Great Beauty Comics. And in one of Beauty Comics' recent videos, he had his showstopper, his finale, his final book, because when you do these YouTube videos, you should always try to have a good book at the end to let people see to end it. So in his final book for one of his recent videos, maybe like a couple of months ago, his final book was a comic book for Colonel Sanders from Kentucky Fried Chicken, aka KFC. So he showed that, and that was the final book, which is great. Everybody loves KFC. I know I do. I love KFC, and I'm original recipe all the way. You guys can have that extra crispy shit if you want, but I am all about the original recipe. So, long story short, Beauty showed off a Colonel Sanders, I guess it's a promotional book that KFC must have put out, I think in like the late 80s or the early 90s. And he issued an African American alert for a white man. Because all you guys know that Colonel Sanders was the creator and founder of Kentucky Fried Chicken, and he was indeed a white man. And he said that that was the greatest African American alert he's ever done on his channel. Now that's a little confusing to me because the African American alert is usually put out by Beauty Comics. What he does is he'll show when he's going to show you an absolutely dope comic book with somebody who's of African American persuasion, usually like a artist or creator or a comic book character or a key book, Black Panther, Luke Cage, Storm from the X-Men, a dope indie book, whatever he's got, right? Photo covers of Wesley Snipes, Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace, the guy that was the Black Panther in those movies. So anyway, long story short, he showed a book for that. So I consider that a win for the white comic book collecting community to get an African American alert from Beauty for someone who's not African American. So I was absolutely delighted by that. Wow, great. So Beauty Comics, racial harmony, one comic book at a time. So I wanted to respond to that. I wanted to come up with a African American alert book that was worthy of the situation that Beauty had created and the peace and harmony that he's bringing to the world with that. So on here, without further ado, I know you guys see like a lot of people showing off comic books, magazines, toys, statues, figurines, baseball cards, trading cards, all kinds of stuff. But in all the comic book YouTube videos that you watch, have you ever seen somebody show off a cookbook? Well, now you have. That is the Aunt Jemima 1954 Magical Recipes cookbook. So yeah, this is her recipe book. So there's Aunt Jemima 1954. So this is in response to the Great Beauty Comics with his Colonel Sanders book. So okay, so here we have Aunt Jemima, right? There she is. And this is a book filled with all kinds of like recipes and stuff from 1954. There's the back. So there's some yummy, delicious food, right? So then you open this up, right? Oh, and then a little letter from Aunt Jemima right there. And then there's all that stuff. America's Favorites, it says up there. Aunt Jemima buckwheats. So I don't really know what buckwheats are. I thought it was just a character from the Little Rascals, but yeah, pretty freaking amazing. So there's all kinds of stuff in here. You can have chicken roll-ups, it says here, cherry roll-ups, just absolutely amazing. So yeah, so this is, look, French pancakes, fancy, right? So nice. So then, oh, here you go. And then there's another picture of Aunt Jemima. I'm so sad that they canceled Aunt Jemima. I don't know, because I guess it's not politically correct to show her anymore. But if there was ever a Black Mount Rushmore I think I would have her on there, no doubt. Yeah, Aunt Jemima. I mean, and don't even come at me with that Uncle Ben stuff, because nobody's getting excited for rice. You know, when Aunt Jemima was on the table, you were getting pancakes or waffles or something. You know that you were getting something good with Aunt Jemima. So Aunt Jemima, unfortunately, is no more. I hope they bring her back someday. So yeah, that'd be great. Okay, love you, Beauty Comics. So okay, this is this next book. This is Storm number 3. This is Derek Chu. This is one of the best Storm covers that have come out in a long time. I actually love this cover. This is awesome. This is some great stuff right here. Digging it. Yeah, nice. So Derek Chu. So, oh, okay, moving on. This is Transformers #1, the 10th printing, and it's called Skybound Gold. They put like this cardboard overlay. It says 10th printing on there because since they rebooted, I guess Image Comics is they hold the license now. So it's a obscene 10th printing. How much more can you guys do? Damn. So I guess that's maybe the last one. I don't know. Will there be an 11th printing? But hey, why not? So seems pretty cool to me. So okay, moving up. Next one, Catwoman number 71. That's a Lee Bermejo. Dope cover variant. I thought I would pick that up. Nice. Okay, next up, this is Veronica 28. It's a variant cover to a facsimile. I believe the artist is Richard Ortiz. And this is an online store exclusive, limited to, I believe, 75 copies in total. So I've been picking up a lot of like the different Veronica 28 facsimile books that have come out. So, okay, next up, this is David Nakayama. Great Zatanna cover, just dope, loving that. So, cool. Another cool book is The Girl Called Minky Woodcock, The Girl Called Cthulhu. Yeah, just a dope. That's a cover by for me. I guess the artist and writer is Cynthia Von Bueller that you see down the bottom. I don't know much about it. That was just a cover by for me. I just thought I would pick that up. Just dope. Great. Okay, then this is an Alex Ross Terminator book, Virgin variant that came out recently. I picked this up just as a cover by. Digging the Terminator books that they came out with. Just freaking awesome. So in my last few videos, I've been telling you guys about how I've been getting into the whole She Return of the Warriors thing, and just awesome. So this is a George Perez cover that I guess he did back in the day, and they brought it back. So George Perez, rest in peace. She Return of the Warrior. Yeah, just dope stuff. Digging that. I don't know much about the whole She thing, but I'm trying to get into it. And but yeah, man, cool stuff. Awesome. So okay, nice. So next up, this is Wildstorm #1, 30th anniversary special. This is a Sozomaika. Wow, this is one of the Sozomaika books that came out a couple of years ago that I didn't actually get at the time when it came out. I think there's a foil version of this. It's like a 1 in 25 or 1 in 50 or something like that. I may pick that up at some point, but wow, this is just nice. This is a square bound, thick book, you know. Yeah, Sozomaika. Wow, love that. She is just amazing, isn't she? Love Sozomaika. Okay. Next up. Oh, okay. This is a cool thing. I know I showed this off before. This is G.I. Joe #1, Jenny Frison. I showed this off in a previous video. Just absolutely amazing. There's this version, and then there's this one that's like a foil cover that, let me bring it closer. It's like kind of like metallic. I've showed you guys before. This one, nice. But there's also an online retailer that did a variant of this variant that is this one. This is the gray tone Virgin variant for Jenny Frison, and it is signed by Jenny, so you can see like her signature there on the bottom, and then on the back it's got a COA saying that it's limited to 250 signed copies, and the name of the store is called Toy de Jour, which is an online seller. And now I don't know much about Toy de Jour. I never bought anything from them before. I didn't even know they made comic books, but when I went on their website, it's mostly toys, as you would think, like collectible toys, but I guess they delve into vary comic books from time to time. So yeah, this is a dope thing. Let me just bring this closer, man. This is known as like the gray tone, so it's like different. It's got like the red and like the silvers and all of that. So yeah, look at that, nice, right? Look at that. And then there's Jenny. I don't have anything signed by Jenny Frison, so pretty nice to get that. So it wasn't too expensive. So I thought I would pick that up. That's a nice little pickup for me. So all right, great. Okay. In my last video, I showed this off. This is my Amazing Spider-Man number 107.5. I told you guys that I sent 4 books into CGC that were published prior to 1975. That I guess is in their what they call vintage tier. So I sent in 4 books, and I said I would show off one of the 4 in each of my videos. So this is the first one that I showed. This is the Amazing Spider-Man. Great, iconic cover. Happy to have this. I have like 2 or 3 copies. This one was the nicest one. The other 2 are just not as nice as this. So this is the first one that I showed. And then today I'll show you guys the second one. And each time they're going to get a little nicer and a little nicer until I show you all 4. So yeah, so that was the first one. So because I promised you guys that I would show it. So absolutely. So the next one that I had that I had done was, this is Wonder Woman number 204. This is the most important Wonder Woman book of the Bronze Age of the 1970s. It has a couple of things going for it. It is the first appearance of Nubia, which is her. That is Wonder Woman's twin sister that they decided to, whatever reason, make her black. So Nubia is Wonder Woman's long-lost twin sister that she didn't know that she had, who happens to be black. And it's historically important because this is the first time in the history of comic books that they gave superpowers to a black woman. So it happens in this book. And then the other thing going for it, in addition to the first appearance of Nubia, this is the book where Wonder Woman gets her powers back and she gets her costume back after she, in the late 60s and early 70s, did not have her powers or her costume for like, I want to say like maybe 4.5, 5 years, something like that. So yeah, this book is a double whammy, double bonus to show you guys. So this book came back really nice. So I'm going to show you guys the big fancy grade reveal. Wow. Came back in 8.5. So yeah, wow, that is nice, man. This book is expensive. It's a key book for sure. Like I say, most important Wonder Woman book I think of the 1970s, Bronze Age. This is great. Yeah. So yeah, 8.5. Oh, they gave the White Pages designation, so that's great. So I'm happy to have that. They did a great job because I had this book pressed. I really didn't think it would come back as high as an 8.5. I thought it might be a 7.5 or 7.0, something like that. So yeah, this book is absolutely freaking beautiful. Oh, it looks so much nicer than when I sent it off because they flattened it out nice with the pressing and all that. Just so excited to have this thing. So just absolutely amazing. So yeah, all right. So this is it. I want to thank you for watching me all this year and all the previous years. This has been another haul video for me, another year. This is going to be my final haul video for 2024. And I want to leave you with a good book. I got a book that I purchased as my finale book after this that I think is maybe one of my best books that I've ever gotten. And I had it for a few months, and I decided I would save it for the final book of 2024. And I would show it to you guys. So as you guys might have noticed on the sides there, I showed off 2 Wicked playbills. I'm all about the Wicked Broadway musical. Now, I haven't seen the movie, and I'm not really a huge Wizard of Oz fan, because I know I saw the Wizard of Oz when I was a kid, and I used to always fall asleep when it would come on. I didn't see the flying monkey scene until until I was an adult, until my wife made me watch it all the way through. So Wicked, if you don't know, is a Broadway show that's been on Broadway for 20 years, which is why it's got the Wicked 20 symbol. And so yeah, so that's a huge deal. And my wife and I went to the 20th anniversary performance of Wicked where they brought all their people back, all their OG people, just absolutely amazing. So these two women here on these playbills are absolute Broadway royalty. This is Glinda the Good Witch. This is Kristen Chenoweth, and that's Elphaba the Wicked Witch, played by the incomparable Idina Menzel. Idina Menzel is absolutely amazing. I mean, if Major League Baseball had Babe Ruth and the NFL had Tom Brady, then Broadway has Idina Menzel. She is the undisputed queen of Broadway. That is like a mantle, like being like the heavyweight champion of the world that has been passed down. In fact, I don't even have a male equivalent to that. She's that awesome. So yeah, Idina Menzel is the undisputed. So she is the. These two girls here, these two women are the OGs of that. So when I went to the 20th anniversary, Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth were both walked in together, and my wife and I were so happy because my wife is an absolute Broadway super fan, and she is an Idina Menzel Wicked fangirl. She's big. This is like big stuff to my wife, you know what I mean? So the way I love comic books, my wife's into Broadway because I live here in New York City. So yeah, so this is tied into that. So that's Idina Menzel. Now, as you may know, Idina Menzel, yeah, here's the, when you walk in and they give you 3 playbills, something's up, and it's absolutely amazing. So you know that Idina Menzel, not only is she famous because of Wicked, but this is where it ties into my final comic book of the year. One of my greatest achievements as a comic book collector is to get this. I am so happy. I've only seen it one other time, and I passed on it because it had a damaged CGC case. But without further delay, here it is. This is Frozen #1, signed by Idina Menzel, the voice, the singing voice and the spoken voice of Elsa. This is Elsa's first appearance. This book is extremely hard to get. I have a 9.8 in the not signed, and I have the second print. I've shown them off, but this is yet another one I've gotten. This book came up, and I had to outduel other people to get it, and it was expensive, but I've only seen it one other time. Now, what makes this book so tough is the fact that Idina Menzel does not really involve herself with the comic book, game that much, because she's only attended, I think, like 3, maybe 4 comic book conventions where CGC was present to witness her signature in history, because she's done panels for Frozen and everything. So a couple of times. So she doesn't, frequent the whole comic book scene and the convention scene because she's a Broadway star. You know what I mean? She's also like does movies and television and everything. So this is signed by Idina down here. So this is a tough get because she just doesn't sign comic books that often. And for CGC to be present, so to get a 9.8 of this book of Idina Menzel to be witnessed by the CGC witness people is super rare. So one other book for this in like the last 10 years, and the case that I saw was damaged, and it had like Newton rings on top of it. So, but this one is flawless. There's nothing wrong with it. But yeah, so just absolutely amazing. Just so happy to have this book, man. This is one of the toughest books in my collection. So I love Disney. I go to Disney World all the time with my wife. I love Broadway because my wife's a big Broadway fan. So I go to a lot of shows with her. And then, of course, I love comic books. So when you have something that threads all those needles together, that is such a huge win for me. This book is impossible to get. Now, there have been other signed Frozen books in the past, signed by other cast members, other people, but not Idina. I wanted one signed by her, by herself, like that snowman guy, Josh Gad, or whatever his name is. He signs a whole crap ton of them, so I guess he's harder for cash than other people. But to get one signed by her, man, super tough. I'll just go bring it real close so you can see the signature down there at the bottom. She signed in black. So yes, Idina Menzel, the undisputed queen of Broadway. Shout out to my wife because she's turned me on to Broadway. I'm not really that into it, but I've seen Wicked, I think, about 18 times, and she's seen it about 30. So yeah, Wicked is amazing because what it is, it's like the prequel of what happens prior to The Wizard of Oz. So I haven't seen the movie that just came out, and I'm not really a huge Wizard of Oz guy. And then Idina was also OG OG, like when Rent came out, and all just amazing. Her career is legendary. So yes, she is the undisputed queen of Broadway. So yeah, singing and everything. And I met her a few times, and she signed other things for me. You know, she had like a album release party one time that my wife wanted to go to, so she was really nice, and she signed a CD for me and my wife. So just a great person to meet, and love Adina. Just real happy to have that. And this is my best book of this year, because if you understood how difficult this thing is, it's just absolutely amazing. And I don't think I'll ever be able to get another one, because it's unlikely that she'll attend any other comic book conventions. Because why would she? Because this book is rare. It's put out by a small independent publisher that I believe went out of business, and somehow or other they got the license for Frozen, and so it's Elsa's first appearance, all the characters. Just absolutely amazing. Love this book. This is my book of the year. It is so tough to get, and finally have it. So that's it. I want to thank you guys for watching. I want to thank you guys for all the support and all the interaction and everything. And 2024 was a good year. I've had some bad years in the last few years, leading up to now. But 2024, things were getting back on track, and things were going better for me with my personal situation and my health and everything, and things are looking up. So 2024 was a good year after a few not so good years for me. So yeah, so this is my finale. This is the last book for the year. I want to thank you guys for watching, all the support and everything, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you very much for your loyal viewership. Thank you and goodbye. Happy New Year.